Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this wig. It's very nice, laid, you know, it's flat. But the thing with this wig is I made it in less than an hour. Usually it takes me about 3 hours to make a wig by hand, and I did this in under an hour. So if you want to see how I did it so fast, what methods I used, just keep on watching this video because I will give you all the tea, okay? Alright, let's get into it. I'll see y'all in a bit. So first I'm going to start just by showing you everything you're going to need to make your wig. First thing you're going to need is a spandex dome cap. Also some needle and thread. You're going to need some T-pins or push pins, a hot glue gun, and the glue sticks, which I got for like $5 from Michael's. You're going to need a closure. I'm using a 5x5 closure. You could also do this method if you have a frontal, but I'm using a closure. And you're going to need some bundles. I have about 3, so I'm going to get started. So I'm just going to start by placing my cap onto my wig head. I'm going to secure it with the T-pins. The reason why I said you should use a spandex cap is because the glue is thick and it tends to seep through the cap if you use like a mesh or anything else. So definitely go with the spandex dome cap. So right now I'm just putting my closure in place, just securing it where I want it to sit in the front. And I'm just going to put a few pins in it to hold it down. So I actually ended up sewing my closure down as opposed to gluing it. You can glue it down if you want to. I've done it and it comes out the same way, but this closure was brand new. I just didn't want to put glue on it right away, so I ended up just sewing it down. So I'm doing that right now. So I started to record myself after I did the sewing. So I'm going to start at this point. Right now I'm going to start gluing my tracks down. So all you're going to see me doing is pretty much measuring out my tracks, cutting them where I need to cut them, and gluing them down into place, fitting them in where I can. I'm pretty much going to be doing that this whole video, so I won't talk through that whole part. You could pretty much just watch me do it. The only thing I would say is that you have to watch where you put the glue. If you put it too close to the top of the weft, it tends to like squish out. I don't know if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about. So try not to place it at the very tip. Try to place it like in the middle or a little underneath at the bottom of the weft, just so that it doesn't all squirt out at the top, because you'll get like a lot of excess glue if you do that. But other than that, this is pretty straightforward. You can watch me do it and kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. And as you can see here, my bundles are already pretty cut up, so I didn't really care about cutting them. But if you don't want to cut your bundles up, you can use the fold over method. It'll be quicker because you just fold them as you go and glue them down. But I opted to just cut mine. As you can see, I'm just going back and forth gluing tracks on as I get closer to the top. As far as how long this method lasts, I would say this lasts as long as any other handmade wig lasts, whether you sew it or glue it. The same way you'll get loose tracks on your hand sewn wig, you will get loose tracks on this. But as long as you have the hot glue gun, you can always just touch it up and glue a piece back on if it starts to come loose. And you could probably see as I go along, I have like little excess glue strings hanging out just from like extra glue. That comes out. I just went through the wig after I was done and brushed it out. It's hard afterwards, so it's easy to just come out. All you have to do is comb it. And when I get to the very top to put on my few last tracks, I'm going to leave a little bit of space between the closure and the track. I don't want to glue my track right up against the closure because then you'll have like a little hump there. It lays flatter when you leave a little bit of space in between it. So right under an hour I finished, and I wasn't even rushing, I was taking my time. So now I'm just going to take my wig off of the head and cut off the excess cap under the closure, and you're all done. I'll show you what it looks like when it's styled. Okay guys, so this is the wiggy, it's all done. And I just put some wand curls in it. These are actually old wand curls. I wore this wig when I went to Miami this past weekend, and yeah, I like it. That little thing you see right there, that's my wig cap. It has like a thicker band on it, so it's showing through a little bit, but I don't really mind. It's not bothering me. All I care about is that my closure is laying flat. My closure is like flat. It's flat. I put an elastic band on the cap. I only have one comb in the back, right in the back, and then I have an elastic band going around my head. So yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys like this wig. This is a good method for like if you have some old hair that you don't have like any other use for and you want to try to just make a wig real quick. It's definitely a good method for that. Or if you want to make a wig but you're not good at sewing, you could glue it. It's so easy. Like it's way easier than trying to hand sew a wig by yourself. Yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you like how the wig came out, and if you have any questions about making it, if there's something that I didn't like really explain, just leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video.